Hi, I'm Katie from Cooking Good, and today I'm going to cook for you a really easy red Thai curry. We have actually got a green Thai curry recipe on our website as well, but I actually had some of the red Thai curry paste, so I thought I'd use this one instead. I'm going to be preparing it for 2 people today, but obviously you can double the ingredients and make it for a family of 4 or 5. So here are my ingredients. I've got 2 diced chicken breasts. If you're cooking for a family of 4, obviously you could double that. You could also use pork, prawns, beef, chicken thighs, but probably cook them a slightly bit longer, and even tofu if you're vegetarian. Here we've got our fresh ingredients. I've got some green beans that I've got left in the fridge. Red chilli, a lime, which I'm going to use the zest and the juice, and I've got a red pepper. Other ingredients that you could throw in, like mange tout, sugar snap peas, some lemongrass would give it that authentic Thai feel. Just lots of different things, really based on what you've got in the fridge. Some broccoli even. Now I've also got a little coriander plant there. You can obviously buy a packet of coriander, but at this time of year, the fresh herbs are quite cheap to buy in a pot like this, and then it will last you through the summer. If you pop it on the windowsill, it will give a nice bit of greenery to the kitchen, and you can use it then for other recipes throughout the summer. And here we've got our dry ingredients from our store cupboard. So I've got some sunflower oil. I've got some red Thai curry paste. You could also use a green Thai curry paste, like the recipe that's actually on the Cooking Good website. I've got some coconut milk. You could use light coconut milk if you prefer a more lower calorie option. This recipe needs a little bit of garlic in it. You can use your lazy garlic, you could use a fresh clove of garlic, but I'm going to use a little bit of garlic puree for this one. And then I've got just some soy sauce, which I'm just going to use a splash of. This one's actually gluten-free. That means my daughter will be able to eat the recipe, but you could just use normal soy sauce as well. Right, let's start cooking. Here's the equipment we're going to need for cooking our Thai curry. I've got a large frying pan. You could actually use a wok, but I haven't got one, so that's what I'm going to be using. I've got a small grater that I'll be using to get the zest, which is the skin, off my lime. I've got a sharp knife that I'll be using to chop my vegetables and chicken. And I've got a spatula that I'll use with my frying pan to push all the ingredients around. I've also got a fork here, which I'll be using to get the juice out of the lime. If you've got a juicer, that's absolutely fine to use as well, or even a pestle and mortar that you could squeeze into the lime just to get the most of the juice out of it. Depending on what you're going to serve your Thai curry with, you'll also need potentially a saucepan to cook rice in, which is what I'll be using. The job is going to be to prepare my vegetables. So here we've got our green beans, which I'm very simply going to cut in half. Here we go, I'll put them back in my dish. And obviously, depending on what other veg you want to use, I just cut them all in very similar size pieces. Here we've got our red chilli. So just make sure you wash your hands after handling it. If you would like to wear rubber gloves, you can if it's a really hot chilli. Mine's just quite a mild chilli, so I'm not going to worry too much. So I've just chopped the top off. I've just chopped it in half. Inside you'll see the little seeds. These are the bit that give it quite a bit of heat. So I'm going to actually not use these in my recipe, and so therefore I'm just going to cut that little section out on both of the chilies. Now I don't want these too fine because I like them to give a nice look to the dish, and it's nice to see the red bits giving it a nice bit of colour through the recipe, especially if it's a green Thai curry. So I'm literally just going to slice them. There we go. So we've got our nice sliced chilli. Like I said, do wash your hands afterwards before touching your face or anything, because it will sting. So I want to get some nice zest and some juice from my lime. You can use a bottle of lime juice if you just don't want to have a fresh one hanging around, but I'm just going to use a fresh one for this recipe. So to get the skin off, I'm literally just grating it against the grater like this. And you'll see just some little flecks of green starting to appear in my bowl, and that's the skin of the lime just coming off there. So now I've got most of the skin off my lime. It's looking a bit sorry for itself. So I'm going to cut it in half and just get some of the nice juice out. I'm just going to add it to this same bowl to save on the washing up. So if you've got a juicer, then actually just squeeze it on top of the juicer, but I haven't, so I'm literally just going to squeeze as much as I can out into the bowl. You can use your fork just to get in there and break up the juice a little bit, just to help you get some out. Doesn't have to be a great amount, it will just give it a little bit of a zing in the recipe. Next is my red pepper, so I'm just going to prepare that. I do this by trying to leave the core in place. So I go round and chop each side off, leaving the core in place, and then it makes it nice and easy to slice. Also chop the bottom off. So you can throw this part away, and then hopefully you should have some nice strips of pepper. If they have got seeds left in, like this, you can just use your knife just to chop those away. Then I'm going to use my little bits of pepper into slices. There we go. Ready for my recipe. You can use any vegetables in here. Sugar snap peas, mange tout, different colour peppers. A little bit of lemongrass to give it a traditional Thai flavour. Many options, just depending what you've got available. Okay, so in my frying pan, I've got about a tablespoon of the sunflower oil. That's on a really high heat, so that's really very hot now. The first thing we're going to add is the red Thai curry paste. Could be the green Thai curry paste, whichever one you've got. And what we're going to do is add, because it's for 2 people, I'm only adding 1 tablespoon. If it's for a family, I'd definitely add 2, just to give it a really nice rich flavour. So I've added that to my oil. I'm just going to leave that in there just to release the flavours for about a minute. Okay, that's sizzling away nicely, so I'm actually going to reduce the heat a little bit, and now I'm going to add my diced chicken breast. So as I've said, you could actually use tofu to make it a vegetarian recipe. You could use beef, corn, really whatever kind of protein you'd like to use. I'm going to give that a good stir around and get the chicken coated in the Thai curry paste. And then what I'm going to do is just add our lime and a little bit of lime juice on there to our chicken. Make sure we've got all of that. Give that a nice stir around there. Get it nice and coated on the chicken. And then I'm just going to let that fry off for a minute. There we go. Okay, so that's all coated in the nice curry paste, which smells amazing. I'm now going to add the rest of my ingredients. So basically I've got a tin of coconut milk here. So we'll just add that to the pan. You can use a light coconut milk if you'd like a slightly lower calorie version. It seems quite watery and then there's a big white lump that blobs into there, but actually once you give that a really good stir around, that will all mix in nicely together. So within there, I'm also going to add my red peppers that are nicely sliced and my green beans. There we go. I'm not going to add my chilies just yet. I'm also going to add a very small bit of garlic puree. There is already garlic in the red Thai curry paste, so I wouldn't add too much unless you're a really big fan. So I've added, it's probably about 1 centimetre of garlic puree there. 1 clove of garlic would be more than enough, and 1 teaspoon of the lazy garlic would be plenty as well. And then finally, just to give it, this is like the equivalent to salt in our English cooking, and it just gives it a nice mouthfeel and enhances the flavour a little bit. So I've just done a really quick splash of that. I would probably say about 1 teaspoon. If you haven't got it, it can be left out. I would probably put a sprinkle of salt instead of the soy sauce if you haven't got the soy sauce. Right, I'm going to give that a stir and we'll let that simmer now for about 20 minutes. That's been bubbling nicely now for about 10 minutes, so I'm just going to give it a quick stir through and then just leave it to simmer for another 10 minutes until the chicken and the vegetables are all cooked. So that has been simmering nicely now for about 20 minutes, so the chicken is nicely cooked, so are our vegetables. What I'm going to do is stir in our little bits of red chilli. There we go. I've also got my coriander, which I've literally just taken off the plant and roughly chopped. You could also cut it up with scissors if that's easier for you. And what I'm going to do is put that throughout the dish as well. If you have got some extra left over, keep it for at the end just to put on top when you serve the dish. That's absolutely fine. I'm just going to give that one more stir through. Let those chilies just heat up a little bit so that they're not cold, and then that'll be ready to serve. Whilst the Thai curry was actually cooking, I prepared some of the Cooking Good Perfect boiled rice. You can find the method on the Cooking Good website as well, and that's what I'll be serving my Thai curry with. So here we have our final dish. So I'm just going to put a couple of scoops of the rice into my bowl, and you can see from the Thai curry mix that a lot of the water has evaporated off while it's been cooking, so you're left with a lovely rich sauce. I'm just going to get my ladle so that none of it slips through those lovely holes, and here we go. I'm going to serve that like that, making sure we get some of the really nice juices and some of the really good veg. And just to add a little finishing touch, so like they do on the TV, I'm just going to put a few leaves of coriander on there, and then that's ready to have for our dinner.